Hey everybody, it's me, Tom Dalton from the PBS TV show Under the Radar, and as you know, we're traveling with Dave Lorenz, the head of Pure Michigan, across the Upper Peninsula all this week to show you how the state is reopening in a safe and responsible way. As you can see, we're all wearing our masks. And right now, we're in St. Ignace in a place of incredible historical and cultural significance. Dave, where are we?
We are at one of my favorite places, actually. You know how much I'm into Native American heritage,
Yes.
and it's such an important part of the Michigan story. I mean, the ultimate part of the Michigan story. So this Ojibwa Museum, and I'm going to mess up the exact title. Shirley can tell us what the exact title is. Shirley, why don't you tell us about that, and then tell us what you celebrate here every day.
Okay, it's the Museum of Ojibwa Culture and the Marquette Mission Park. So outside we have the Marquette Mission Park, and it was called the Museum of Ojibwa Culture. So we celebrate Native culture on these grounds, and we celebrate the history of our town and the history of our state. And we deal a lot with the Native American elders, and one of the reasons why we decided not to do the Native American Festival and possibly the drumming and the dancing in Heritage Days was to really keep the elders safe. And Tony will just maybe say a word about that.
Sure. What we have here, of course, is a veterans wall, giving entitlement and recognition to our Native American Anishinaabe Ojibwa, the veterans. And throughout the history of Turtle Island, what we call, the Anishinaabe call Turtle Island, which is this continent, which is known as the United States of America, North America, we have fought in every war that ever took place on this land here in one way or another. And this is kind of a history of the later wars, you might say, even though we have some World War II, Korean War, World War I, we all know that there was conflicts before that. And the role early on that the Native Americans played was one of intimidation more than, what do I want to say, killing maybe? Battle. Yeah, battle. They called it counting coup. And it was really, really respected and sought after, the ones that could sneak into the camp and take something that is right next to one of the people, and when they find out that it's gone, then they know that they were vulnerable. So that was one of the things, the skill, the ability to track, to do a lot of these things. That was the role that they played early on.
Well, and you know, this exhibit, is this a permanent exhibit here?
This is a permanent
Yeah, this is permanent.
exhibit.
So it's just one of the exhibits you find at this really great museum. But the museum really tells the story of the Ojibwa, the Anishinaabe in this area. And I just love it, Tom. You got to kind of go through it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
And they've done a really good job to prepare for people to arrive in our new situation where we got to be, you know, concerned about COVID and
Yeah,
such.
they've done everything here necessary so you can feel safe. You can come in here and discover Native American history. I mean, think about it. Native Americans are the original Michiganders. I mean, this is their land. It's something that we should all know more about, and we should all discover. It's so fascinating. It's such a rich and complex culture. It's
Oh, I
something
love the stories.
Oh,
the stories, and you know, the thing is, the Native American history is told verbally.
Yes.
So it's really great that they've captured so many of these stories, because that was one of our problems about Native American heritage not being shared, is that when you share your culture mostly verbally, you can lose stories over time. So it's really great that you've been able to capture them here. So Shirley, I'm really impressed. You have signage outside explaining that people need to, you need to encourage social distancing. I know we're all together here, because we need to
Right.
for
But
the
we're
shot.
wearing our masks.
But we are wearing a mask.
Right.
You're requiring people to wear masks. You have the sanitizer here. So you're doing everything right to make sure people can travel safely in Michigan. So it can be done, Tom, and it's easy.
It can be done, and it is being done, because we're doing it all this week with Dave, traveling all across the Upper Peninsula. and we're just to share with you all the incredible, rich experiences you can have safely here in Michigan.